Well, listen, it's been a completely lost decade for emerging markets. Emerging markets are still well off their all-time highs, which were set back in 2007 in dollar terms. So yeah, we have had a nice tactical run out here, but that's again happening because the Fed has sort of gone on hold and global markets in general are up. But for the big picture is this, that whereas the US stock market has tripled in value over the last decade, emerging markets have given you exactly zero return, and that's very disappointing. But looking ahead, that could be the opportunity.
In terms of the sort of 12-month view, Ruchir, is this a China call or other smaller emerging markets your preference?
Yeah, I think that the emerging market index today is extremely distorted. There are three countries there, China, Korea, and Taiwan, which account for 60% of the entire index. I think that's a big distortion. So there are a lot of smaller and mid-sized emerging markets which have got neglected in this washout we have had for emerging markets over the last decade. So I would personally favor putting much more capital in those neglected countries, what I call the anti-bubbles in the emerging market trade.
And Ruchir, we always used to talk about some of those emerging markets that suffer from issues like twin deficits. Turkey was one of them, Indonesia was another, and that can really lead to hollowing out of the currency and the government finances. Is that still a fear for certain individual calls of yours? Do you avoid those aspects, or is that kind of less relevant now?
No, I think that's where the progression has taken place, because what you're referring to is the reason why emerging markets, many of them, like you spoke about, Turkey, Indonesia, why they have done so poorly in recent times. But my case is that many of these countries now are well advanced in their adjustment process. Indonesia, has got a lot of these imbalances under control out now. Even Turkey, despite all the sort of political noise from there, we are seeing a sort of improvement take place in their external balances. So that's where these emerging markets have come. I used to be bearish on many of these emerging markets and countries for much of the last decade, but I'm seeing now that they've made these adjustments and they're sort of progressing now towards what could be a possible revival in the years ahead.